we were unable to conduct the meeting. So today we will start from the beginning, and we will explain all the things which are explained yesterday, and some new topics which we will be discussing today. Okay, so let's start our presentation. Can you see my screen? Venkatesh, can you respond? Okay, okay. So without any delay, let's start our meeting. Okay, so our main motto is to know what is project and how to implement it. Okay, this is the first webinar in the series of webinars for guidance in the IT industry conducted by Department of IT, PUC. Okay, so first, before the guidance, we will know about what is a project, so what should we do about it, and how to implement it in the real world. What we will be discussing today. So let us know the contents. First, we will know about the brief introduction about the project. Then we will be talking about its implementation. And there is a new term called deployment. Okay, we will make sure that you understand this deployment part because it is very crucial in the project. And some practicals. Okay, so let's start with the project. So what do you guys think that is what is a project? So project is nothing but when you get an idea, okay, some magical idea, then when you convert that magical idea into a practical application, that is known as a project. The process you convert your idea into a practical application which the end user can use is known as a project. Yesterday I have explained what is end user, what is application. Okay, so you guys know what are those terms. Yeah, so these projects can be of two types. One, it is to show your skills. Okay, suppose you have skills in web development, and to show your skills in web development, you will be doing some projects like building websites or designing websites, or designing a full stack website which one can use with databases and all the backend stuff. That shows your skills in that particular domain. Okay, so these types of projects will be useful for when the recruiter or the company sees you and interviews you, and you will be adding these types of projects in your resume in the future, so that the recruiter can know that you have skills and you have done projects in that domain. Okay, so project is a type of communication to the recruiter, saying that I know well topics in that domain and I can do work in your company. Okay, this is first type of project, that is skill showing project. And second type of projects are known as freelancing. So what is freelancing? So when you work for a company, the company gets clients, and the work given by the clients are given to you by the company. Okay, so clients are nothing but the persons who needs their work to be done, and you are doing their work. Okay, so company acts as a broker or intermediate between you and the client. Okay, this is known as a normal job. And when you remove this company in this flow chart, okay, so when you have direct connections with your clients and doing work and getting paid for their doing projects, this is known as freelancing. Most of the youth and engineering students do this for their pocket money. And sometimes if you get to know hard about what is freelancing, you may even quit your 9 to 5 job and do starting freelancing for your life. Okay, so there is much more potential in freelancing. Yeah, that's the basic distinguishment between a project. Okay, so two types of projects: one, skill showing project, and another, your freelancing projects where you can earn some money. So let us discuss some types of projects, some actual types of projects. Okay, so as I said that projects are nothing but your practical implementation of your ideas. Okay, so let us discuss topic about these statements. First one is a social project. Okay, you may have seen some Bachelor of Science students in social studies or anything humanity or economics going to some villages and taking some surveys. I think so. You might have seen them or not, but their practicals are known as these types of social projects. So they go to every village and collect the data. They know some students even get to know their problems and report to the related gram panchayat or any that government officials. Okay, so the help given by them for the villagers or for to the local people. Okay, they seems that seems to their project. Okay, these types of projects are known as social projects. Okay, from these they don't get any money, they help others. Okay, so some examples are social protections of vulnerable population and overcoming effects of natural and social disasters. Okay, so these are some types of social projects. I have said some basic projects. Okay, there are much more complex in that. And next one, technical projects. So these projects are what we will be doing in the next 4 years of our career, of our education. Okay, so what is meant by technical project? A project in which you use some coding and programming or any technology to develop a product or to showcase your skill is known as technical project. Okay, so you have done learning HTML, CSS, and some introduction to JavaScript, and then you have started Python in this semester. Okay, so how many of you guys have done some projects based on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in last semester? Not now, in last semester. You can unmute, no problem. Unmute yourself and tell me about your project, which is based upon HTML and CSS. Anybody? No one? Or anybody currently interested in Python for doing any projects? Or currently doing projects on Python? Do you know, guys, why you are not responding? I mean, not in the sense you are shy. Do you know why you are not doing projects? Because you are gaining only theoretical knowledge. Okay, so you are knowing all the built-in functions of list or all the built-in functions of tuple or some functions of dictionaries, but you don't know where to use those functions in the practical projects. That is the main barrier, okay, for you to make projects. And from these webinars you will get to know all of that stuff. Okay, so coming back to the point, technical projects are nothing but where you use coding and programming or some technologies in your idea to develop a product or something. Okay, those are known as technical projects. Something like making a website. So what all technologies you will be needing in making a website? For front end development, you will need HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and few frameworks of JavaScript. And for backend, Node.js, MongoDB, or some of the MERN stack. Okay, next, software development. So in the case of software development, you will be needing some knowledge in cloud computing and some Web3 technologies and developing a new product. So technical products are not only for showcasing your projects. There is new segment. There is a pre-existing segment for from which you can create products. Okay, so if you think about the Google Map is a product from the company Google. Okay, so ChatGPT, it is a product from the company OpenAI. Okay, these are some products from the company. Okay, yeah, that's about technical projects. We will be discussing about the technical projects more than the three others. So next one, organizational projects. So organizational projects are nothing but some administration stuff. Okay, so recognizing or creating a company means brand building. Okay, when you create a company, you should build its brand. So there are few projects upon it, and implementation of a new system or management. That is all comes under administration, and execution of an international conference. Okay, so those types of projects are known as organizational projects. You can also say it as administration. Okay. Next, economical projects. Some students in economics also every student in every subject should do projects. Okay, so their related work is called their project. Okay, some economic students projects are known as economic students, so economic projects. Okay, so few examples of their projects are, so privatization of the company, budget making of company, and in the recent budget 2023-2024 financial year, uh, finance department of India released some new taxation systems. Okay, they have to calculate each and every tax of individual persons, because many of the people in India don't know about the new taxation system. So for those people, these students have to engage them and do some projects so that they can get benefit of the new taxation system. Okay, I hope you guys understood these types of projects. Okay, now we will be discussing about technical projects. Okay, so first of all, how to do a technical project? First of all, you write a problem statement. What problem statement? So problem can be faced by people, okay, or companies, like some see ChatGPT has solved the problem statement of searching Google. Okay, so it has minimized the searching time in the Google. Okay, that is a problem statement. It has solved it. Okay, or you can think any of the beneficial idea for the companies. Okay, something that can benefit the company or something that can benefit the society. Okay, so these are known as some of the problem statements for a technical project. And next, first matter is you have to create a nice problem statement, then you have to think about the solution of your project. Okay, so solution, see, for the solution, your only perspective is not enough. Get to know some others perspective for the solution and ask them, is the solution right or wrong? Okay, so and tell them your solution, and they will be saying some positives and negatives in your solution. You rectify them, and you have to create a neat and a practical solution. Okay, not like creating some magics in the solution. In the solution part, you will be knowing all the stuff to do in the future. So you need to develop some practical solution of the problem statement. Next, managing your time. What do you mean by managing your time? So technical project include some technical parts, and then managing part, next marketing part, then you have created a successful product or a service. Okay, so what is meant by technical part? So technical part is where you develop a project. Okay, so you write all the code for it, and you have successfully run in your local system, means you have uh, suppose take example of an HTML page. Okay, you have written HTML page in your computer and it is running your computer. Yeah, so and in the other computer it is not running. Okay, in simple language, up to that it is known as technical part. And then managing part is nothing but making that project accessible to all. Okay, so it should be online. So for making it online, you can go to some cloud services and make it online, that website. Okay, those are known as some managing part. And marketing part, so if you produce some product or a service, then you have to conformly market it properly so that people can know about your product or service. Okay, so marketing part is very crucial in any project. Okay, because this part leads the customers attract your project. Okay, and then after the marketing part, you have successfully created your project. Okay, it may be of product type or it may be of service type. And then develop the idea. From now on, you have to develop. Okay, so use some web3 technologies or programming language to develop and deploy it. We will talk about deploy in next few slides. Okay, and then scale up your project. What do you mean by scale up your project? So you might be assuming in the starting that only 100 members to 300 members will be accessing my project, so I will scale it small. But when you release your project in the website or in the Google, you will know that some few thousands of people are coming across your platform and accessing your project. Then there will be full of errors. Okay, for that's why you have to not scale down your project. Okay, always scale up your project. Okay, and we will know about the scaling up and down in the few other slides. Okay, So this is the main flowchart of technical project. Yeah. And then develop the idea. So for developing idea, first you require some inputs. Okay. So what are the inputs? When you think about some problem statement, then you need some inputs. Okay. So without inputs, you can't do anything. Search for the required inputs. Okay. Next, the coding part. This is where the headache part of the project comes from. Coding part. There will be maximum errors in your project, and you have to solve them one by one and develop your idea. Okay. So write code for it after getting inputs, and then test your project. Testing means you have to let, for example, we will talk about web development because it is easier to for you to understand. Okay. So you have developed a full stack website, means you will be maintaining some databases, some backend network and backend technology. Okay. Then you have to make your friends test it. Okay. They will be knowing some negative parts in a project. From that, you have to solve those negative parts and make its accuracy higher. Okay. When you release a website, you don't want to get some errors, right? So for those errors, you have to test it properly and get some higher accuracies, like more than 95% above. Then you will be known as a successful developer. And then deployment. So when you get some higher accuracies in your testing, then you deploy your project. So deploying your project is nothing but making your project from local disk. What do you mean by local disk? Local disk means only restricted to your laptop or your computer. Okay. So making your local disk project to a online project. Okay. So when you run HTML in your computer from a notepad, that will be running smoothly. Okay. When you deploy it, and you will be saying an URL, so other your friends will be typing that URL in the Google website, and then they will be accessing. That process is known as deploying. Okay. So for deploying, you can deploy it using manually, or using some any cloud platforms. Like for web development, you have some website called Netlify. Okay. When you give that website your HTML and CSS files, it will automatically give an URL for accessing the website online. Okay. I will show you in little bit. Okay. Next, we will talk about the implementation right now. Yeah. So implementation. So what you have to implement in project. So first part is coding. Okay. See, coding is the main core of your technical project. Okay. By listening the word technical project, you have to understand that there is coding in this project. Okay. So coding, it should create a magic. Okay. And if you get some unknown ideas or unknown errors in the project, you have to read research papers. Okay. So some domains like artificial intelligence, machine learning, cyber security, you will be not having content and community like web development. Web development has a great community. Okay. All will be solving your errors Google. Okay. If you search in Google, you will be getting all your error solution. But it is not in the case of domains like cyber security, machine learning and AI, because they are upcoming technologies. Okay. That's why you have to read some research papers for that. Okay. From that research papers, you have to gain a reference. Okay. Then you have to create your magic. Okay. And then deploying. See, actually deployment part is far more tougher than coding. Okay. You need some basic knowledge of some backend technologies and databases and API handling. Okay. So these terms might be new for you, but you will be familiar with it in a few years. Okay. So deployment, I have, as I said before. Okay. From your local system to outside world, the process from from which you take the project from your local disk to the outside world, this is known as deployment. Okay. And next, scaling. Okay. Suppose you have done deploying, and you have deployed it in a way such that only 10 people can access the website. Okay. So let us talk about a website. You have deployed a website. Okay. Then you have to scale it up, because if you scale only for 10 people and your friends are 15, okay, then it will surely crash up. Okay, if it crashes, then you have to restart all your project and start deploying part. Okay, that is full of headache. So scale up your project. Next, coding. So what do you mean by coding here? So coding is nothing but the main core of technical project. Okay, where you will be solving the problem. Okay, so what is our first step in the technical project? Writing a problem statement, and next a solution. The solution will be in written form, and then comes the coding part. So from the written form, okay, you have to convert it into a coding solution. You can write thousands of paper as a solutions, but few codes can solve it. Okay, so coding is the main solution to your project. That's why we all engineering students should learn coding and programming for our future projects. Next, as I said, research papers. So if you get any doubt, or if you get any unsolved errors, or if you are any tougher domain like machine learning or cybersecurity and all that stuff, and so you need to refer research papers, because few other people who are doing masters or doing PhDs in the domain, okay, they will be releasing some research papers. They have researched for more than 5 or 6 years on that topic and gave you the solution for it. Okay, so referring to those papers is quite good, if I say. Okay, and next, scaling. So why I am particularly saying that scaling is far more important than deployment is because you may deploy it on any cloud platform or anything, but when you scale down, I mean, when you scale for 10 people, it is quite not enough. It will surely give you crashes or anything of unsolved errors. Okay, so when you should scale up your project. Okay, because when you scale up your project, every person, every recruiter can see your website smoothly. Okay, it will not give you any errors. That's why scaling is very much important in a project timeline. And next, the part deployment. So by this conversation, you may have understood the importance of deployment. That's why I have kept the section, a separate section for deployment. Okay, so you might have done some HTML and CSS projects. I mean, yeah, suppose you have written some codes in semester exams or mid exams for HTML and CSS projects. Okay, then what you will be doing with that? You should deploy that website. Okay, so for deploying, what are the steps required for it? Let us see. Okay, first you have to complete your final code and testing. Okay, and then use version control. So what is version control? Version control is nothing but a online platform, okay, which stores all the codes, all the documents required for a project. Okay, all the open source contributors. Okay, so what is meant by open source contribution? The people will be deploying some projects and doing some projects for other people to make learn. Okay, so there are many open source contribution which will in those main is GitHub. Okay, GitHub is a platform where you can deploy or you can add files, your add your project files to that GitHub, so that everyone can see what you have done in the project. Okay, so I will be showing you what is GitHub and all that stuff in the practical section. Okay, so next, after showing your code and all that stuff in GitHub, then deploy. Okay, then deploy using a cloud platform. So as I mentioned earlier, for web development or for any website, if you know only front end and don't know back end, then you have a website called Netlify. This is a cloud platform which will deploy your projects. Okay, this will give an URL for your project, and that URL will be used as a link, I mean as an online link, which you can share with your friends to show your projects. And then additionally, you have to create a readme file. Firstly, what is a readme file? Readme file is nothing but a proper description of your project. Okay, so as I said about GitHub contains all your project files. Okay, if it contains all your projects files, then it must contain some description about it. Okay, if you add all your GitHub, I mean if you all add your project files to your GitHub, and then you don't give any description, so if anyone of your friends come to your GitHub profile and access it, they will not know what to do with it. Okay, if you add a readme file, then you will be they will be knowing that what is this file and what does this code means. Okay, and how to deploy in our local system. Okay, so readme file, write a readme file to your code to make other coders understand what you have done. Okay, so after doing projects you can't sit quietly, right? So you have to market yourself in those particular domain. Okay, so writing a readme file increases your marketing ability. Okay, and then after successfully creating all these steps in the deploy, you can add your project to your resume. Okay, you know about resume and LinkedIn, right? Yeah, so this is the process, uh, this is the steps in deployment. Okay, next, showcasing your project. So if you suppose you have done a wonderful project, and then you are sitting silently in the class, okay, without telling any mentor or suppose teacher. Okay, how will they know that you have done the project? Okay, you should showcase your project, or you could use another word called marketing. Market your project, you should market your project because you have done the project and you should get the credits. Okay, for that's why, okay, working on a project, so you have to continuously work on a project. Okay, project is nothing but a way to exhibit your skill to the practical world. Okay, so marketing is the main head. And how can you show your code? So as I said in earlier, version control, GitHub. Okay, GitHub stores all the files, all your project files, and contains a readme file. Okay, so from that, all your classmates or your IT mentor will be knowing what code you have written and what projects you have done. Okay, so let's talk about GitHub now. So you have understood that marketing your project is more important. Okay, for your students or your colleagues. Okay, that you have done the project, and don't be shy in showcasing your project. Okay, and then maintain some GitHub profile. Okay, we will be knowing about GitHub in the next slide. Okay, let's talk about it. So GitHub procedure. So GitHub, if you are confusing about GitHub till now, so think that it is a Google Drive. What does a Google Drive do? It stores some PDF files, some photos of you online, and you can access it through any device. Okay, if you store a particular image of you in your phone in the drive, in a particular mail account, if your phone is lost, okay, then you can go into another laptop and sign in into your mail, open the Google Drive, and you can access the photo, you can see the photo there. Okay, so as same as Google Drive, GitHub works the same, but for the project files. Like you may have created some index HTML, style.css, okay, JS files. Okay, those files will be stored, should be stored in GitHub to showcase your project. Okay, so how to upload your project files to GitHub? It is not like some drag and drop. Okay, like Drive, it has some procedure. So first, adding. Okay, first you have to add the files to the version control, and then committing. So committing means nothing but saving the files to the GitHub, and then you have to push. So uploading the files to the GitHub's main branch. This means to save the project. Okay, to your GitHub, and then done. You are done. Okay, so from this, after the push, you will be able to share your project with your colleagues or friends, and you will be showcasing your project. Okay, so what are these add, commit, push? These are commands. Okay, these commands should be written in the code. Okay, so as you do many projects, you will be knowing about GitHub. Okay, you have to see some tutorials about GitHub to know more to know more about it. Okay, so it is not a part that it will be understood for you in 5 minutes. I am giving some basic introduction about GitHub, and I would recommend you to see some videos about introduction to GitHub or anything like that, so that you can gain some knowledge about it. Okay, these are the three commands: add, commit, and push, uh, by which you can save your project files to online, same as Google Drive. And so now we will be knowing some projects. Okay, some practicals about what we have done up to now. Okay, I will be giving you some brief introduction about this. Okay, yeah, so I will be showing you some project related to artificial intelligence which I am currently working on, and some simple website. Okay, yeah, so you are able to see my screen, right? Yes. Okay, so this is a GitHub app. Okay, I'm not showing you in a website because there is no power supply here in campus, so I'm not able to open my laptop. Okay, and I will make you understand what is GitHub and all. Okay, so this is some GitHub app. Okay, and then when you open repositories, there are few folders which I have created. Okay, and posted some work along it. Okay, so when you see this web development, okay, yeah, this is, so you are seeing this readme file, right? So yeah, here readme.md file. Okay, this readme file is for the complete folder of web development. I have completed doing one project, that is university website. Okay, so here is a link for that. Okay, okay, let me first show you code for it. Okay, see, here it is university website, and these are all the images. It is, let us show some index.html. Okay, this is the index file. Okay, where I will be using some HTML and CSS simple code to make a website, and this is CSS file. Okay, yeah, so these are some basic codes for it. And when you click here, see, when I click on the website, yeah, here you can see that in the orange text, you are able to see that university website nikhil.netlify.app. That means I have deployed this website in the Netlify. Okay, so I thought to show you how to deploy it in this webinar, but due to power issues, I am unable to show you. Okay, but you are able to understand. Okay, so yeah, this is a project. I have created a website. Okay, yeah, you are understanding, right? So I have created a website. So I have done some project in web development domain. Okay, so when you go to desktop side, yeah, okay, this is a responsive website. Okay, so this is a project done by me in the web development sector. Okay, see, in this project you will be seeing all the steps. Okay, I have solved a issue. What I have solved, I have created a website for a university to market itself. So I am giving a service for a company. Okay, I mean for a campus or a university by developing some website. And then I have wrote down some ideas for the website, like the format and the shaping and the images about it and the color scheme. Okay, and then I have deployed it in what, Netlify. Here you can see that in the tab. Okay, you can see that Netlify. And by this end I have done project and deployed it and scaled up. Okay, this is the part of a technical project. Okay, this is total technical project. Okay, and then not only web development, I have done some project in machine learning. I will show you so how various domain project will be done. Okay, so this is the readme file. Okay, and yeah, so when I show you this, opening browser. Okay, so this is some code for it, code for the project. Okay, and Regarding this, I will show you a video how this project works. Okay, so see here, I have written some readme files over here, so to make understand what the project is about. Okay, so let me just open a video regarding it, okay, in which I will be explaining what the project is about. Yes. Okay, so here is a project. Okay, this is a machine learning project. Yeah, so here you will be predicting some house price of uh, okay, house based on the features. Okay, some features like you will be giving the input of how many windows you want in the project, in the house, or how many doors you want in the house, what is the area of your lawn, or how many floors the house should be, and what locality should it be in present. Okay, suppose that this project is given to me a client by a client. I am doing a freelance project and he is a uh, what we say, real estate agent. Okay, by this project he could gain some profits. For him I have done some freelancing project. I have solved his problem that to predict a house price. Okay, so solving a problem like house price prediction will be beneficial for him, and by doing this project I have gained some money by him. Okay, he have given some money. Okay, think this is as a freelancing project. Okay, so I have chosen to show you a machine learning project because web development project is something only just like website designing. Okay, machine learning is somewhat tougher. Okay, and I have deployed my project into a website. Why a website? Because everyone can access it. Okay, so because this website cannot be run in a phone, that's why I have took a video and showing you. Okay, let's see the result. Okay, so here you can see that CRIM ZN. Okay, so those are all the features I have named, and I am giving all the values 1 for it. And then when I click the predict button, okay, it will be showing me some, wait, okay, yeah, it will be showing me some house price prediction, some 20.734 lakh is printed there. Okay, so from this the client can know that this house can be of 20.734 lakh. Okay, so these are some projects which can be done in the machine learning segment. Okay, so have you understood what type of projects can be done? Respond me in chat. Okay, you are solving a particular problem statement with your creative ideas and deploying it so that everyone can see what you have done and what problem you have solved. Yes, so yeah, so let us conclude this webinar. Okay, so let us discuss about the overall project. Okay, what does a project need? Okay, there will be three needs of the project. First one is technical development. Okay, so you have to develop a project into a website. Okay, those part is known as technical development. So we have discussed about all the technical development in the technical project and deployment section. Okay, so this is overallly least important. Why I'm saying that? So you might have thinking that deploying a project or something, developing a project is the toughest part and most important part. But no, the main part is marketing, which we will be discussing next. Okay, and technical development is highly complicated. Why I'm saying that? Because in this part you will be gaining some you will be getting some maximum errors. Okay, so project is nothing but you have to solve those errors, you have to create new ideas, and then you will get errors, and the flowchart will be going on. Okay, you should have some patience in that. And next part, marketing is the most important part. Okay, this makes you money. Okay, when you are working for freelancing or for a company, okay, when you market your product correctly, okay, then the customers will be getting behind you. Okay, so let us take an example of iPhone. Okay, Apple company has a product called iPhone. We all know that. Okay, it has marketed it so geniusly. Okay, every person is ready to buy that phone. Okay, which can cost you literally 30 to 40,000 for manufacturing. You are buying at literally 1.5 lakh or something above that. Okay, why? Because they had marketed it very geniusly. Okay, people like Tim Cook. Okay, uh, the CEO of ex CEO of Apple. Okay, he's a marketing genius. That's why the marketing part in any technical project is very important, and this marketing part will make you money. Okay, so if you might, I mean, if else, if you go behind money. Okay, so you, yeah, you have done your project so small and you have charging so much money. Okay, then suppose you have developed a Nokia phone. Okay, you have created Nokia phone touch screen, and then you are charging it like 2 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs. Would you rather buy it? Obviously no, because if you go behind money, your project will be a failure. Okay, so that's why don't go behind the money. Okay, understand the project technicality and situation in the current market, and then market it properly. Okay, and next, industry. So industry also plays a main important role in your project. I mean, what do you mean by industry? So what domain in the IT industry you are working with? So are you working with web development? Are you working with artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, web development, web designing, web graphic and graphic designing, cyber security, big data? So there are various kinds of domains, IT domains in the industry. Okay, so these all terms will be affecting your project. Okay, so that's why we have to make a project so efficiently, so that every customer or every people can access your project, and they should be happy by using your project. Okay, yeah, so this is the end of the webinar. Thank you for listening. Okay, this is Nikhil Rao signing off. So if you have any doubts regarding this webinar, you can unmute yourself, or you can tell me even in the chat. We have 4 minutes left. Okay, so next webinar, in the next webinar we will meet you again. Okay, so thank you for joining this webinar. You may leave now.